Good morning. Welcome to the Real Estate Humor Meme Stream. I'm Bill Gross at Bill Gross Probate on social media. We get together every Wednesday morning, hump day, 8 a.m. Pacific time, to just review some humor and start the day off with some light laughs based on a Facebook group called Real Estate Humor. Now, this will be the last episode for the year as I have vacation coming the following week and then holidays the weeks after that. So it's been a pleasure of those of you who've been on the call. Appreciate you. If you have questions or you have memes you want to put in the chat box. We live stream this on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and love to get your input on that to make it as fun as possible. That said, let's jump right in. This is like the standard real estate script. Catch up with me. Let's talk about buying or selling your home because I love real estate from my heads to my toes. Bad. Real estate agents, we look for something to talk about, and there you go. Oftentimes when people sell homes by themselves, they don't want to pay the commission. And so usually we'll say not cooperating or cooperating with brokers. And here's one that's a little more offensive. Here's the house, direct message me, no realtors, thank you. The funny part is if you had a client, the guy selling the house for $50,000 or best offer, which already means he's going to be willing to cut the price. So if he's already willing to take $50,000, if I called him up and said, hey, I have a client, it's $52,000, but you pay me commission, he'd be glad. If I said $50,000 and pay me commission, odds are he'll go with it. But somehow sellers get very short-sighted and focus on the commission rather than the net. So there you go. So here you go. This is kind of where the world is on commissions. People have heard the news about a lawsuit. So here's a text. And I hear about these kind of conversations all the time. Thank you for your text, Annie. I prefer to communicate over email. There's a lawsuit going on right now that says agents have conspired to charge sellers more than they should. No, actually, it's not true. It's they conspire to charge buyers' agents the same amount. But anyhow, can you explain this to me? Like I said on the phone, if you drop your commission to 1% on the side, you'll make money when we buy. Take it or leave it. And I know about 8 other agents. Yeah, that's kind of a hardcore, and I generally say I don't really want to negotiate an email or text. We want to talk over the phone and try to find a meeting of the minds. And I am willing to reduce my commission when it makes sense, particularly when it's good business. If you can save me work, I have to charge you for that. I'm always glad to do that. But anyhow, there you go. Okay, here's another one. Apparently, Adele was a realtor in a past life. So, hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times. I don't know if that's true. I think it's just a fan kind of fantasizing that a person was in the business. Here's one. When you agree to lower your commission, you immediately regret the decision. Now, I will say that there are customers I've lowered my commission for because they're good business people, or it's a transaction that I don't need to do all the work I might normally do. Maybe the customer found the house on their own, which is common. Or I'm reselling a house I've represented before. But there are occasions when customers just ask for reduction commission. I will say I don't do that because it is a regret, because the same customers who focus on the commission, in my experience, also oftentimes don't follow through on their responsibilities in the transaction, make it actually harder, not easier. So he says he regrets the decision. I don't know that's always true. The commissions right now are a very touchy subject, and it's certainly come up in every company. Okay, that's wrong. Let's see. Yeah, no, that wouldn't either. And this is like a common experience when we have open houses. You get the one person who is cool and has money, and they just won't leave the open house. And you're like, I want to get on. Maybe I have a family commitment or something I need to go to. And you don't want to throw people out, but at the same time, it can be frustrating, especially if you don't know if they're going to work with you or not. So yeah, we've all had that experience. That phase is definitely part of it. My emotional support dog after one day in real estate with me. It's a tough business, baby. I got to tell you, and it's not for everybody. I get asked often what's the easiest way to make money in real estate. And the answer is there's no easy way that I'm aware of. It's hard work. I work at it every day. Here's one. You get outbid, and you get outbid, and you get outbid. Everybody gets outbid. This is where you have a property, and 20 people show up at the house, and you know they're all over, offering on the property, and you just feel like it's just this TV show experience of everybody being overbid. So yeah, I've been there. That's frustrating, and the customers are frustrated too. Oftentimes they have to remember they found the house. They found it because they knew it was a good deal, and so did everybody else. Uh, this is how I feel right now. You know, I've had to cancel a vacation for 2 years, more than that. Pre-COVID, we had a trip canceled because of COVID. Try again the next year, cancel because of COVID. Try again the next year. My wife unfortunately had cancer and surgery for 2 years. Thank God she's cancer-free. We scheduled a trip to go before Thanksgiving. My grandson gets sick. We reschedule it to next week. This is me right now, man. I'm just on the plane. Take me anywhere. We're supposed to go to Florida next week. I can't wait to go. But I got to tell you, I just got to get out. I need some pool time. I need some out of real estate time. That is exactly how I'm feeling. Just clinging to the airplane, saying, just take me somewhere else. I don't really care. Okay. This is a classic. The real estate agent says, I hope the negotiations go well. We have a smooth closing without problems. The sellers give you that hard look. Yeah. Oftentimes negotiations can create emotional baggage that lasts to the transaction. It's really important to try and not do that, because the goal is not just to get into a contract. The goal is to close. Here's one. When you try to make a deal and market your property, free pizza with the purchase of home. You know, I don't know. Can't hurt. I think anything gets attention would be interested. This is a classic. Anytime you have a family member who wants to be involved, we call them third base coaches. And what they're going to do is they're going to advise the customer. And when they're not included, they get upset. This is a classic. Buyer's dad inspection after not being consulted prior to the contract. And I took that personally. Yeah, you have to be very careful that you include all people who would be involved in the transaction, because if you leave somebody out, they're going to almost always taking it personally. Let's see. Here we go. This is for real. When new agents find out selling real estate is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and they actually have to do hard work. You know, I coach agents. Every day I have new people call me, and I feel like I have this conversation with agents all the time. I think customers don't appreciate how hard agents work and how little money they make. And I think agents that get in the business don't realize it's hard work. It is hard work. And you got to follow the process. You got to put the effort in. You got to learn the fundamentals to be good at this business and make some money. This isn't true for me. This was true for a lot part of my career. In real estate, it's not really a weekend. For many realtors, Saturday and Sunday are work days. I know when I started the business, I used to take off Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, get ready for the weekend. Monday, Tuesday, follow up on contracts. But I need a couple of days off. That you don't really get weekend time. Today, I'm a listing agent. I do take off Saturdays 100% and almost always off on Sunday. But for most realtors, weekends are not really a thing. Okay, here's one. Agents, we need to update our photos. I part of it is, you get photos done and you like one, and then you get new photos done. You don't like it as much as the old one. And literally my current photo, I think is 6 or 7 years old. So I definitely need to get mine updated. 10-year challenge, Realtor edition. So the realtor 10 years later uses the same picture. Yeah, we all do that. That's part of it. Here's one, going back to the commission discussion. My face when they ask if I'll lower my commission to save the deal. This is a hard one, because sometimes you get in a transaction and the buyer and the seller are arguing over either negotiating down within a couple $1,000s, or you're in escrow and the buyer's asking for concessions, and the seller said, well, if you lower your commission, we'll make the deal. And there are times I'll go for it just to get the deal done. And other times I feel like, I did my part, and I don't want to lower the commission because I'm not the reason why they're asking for a concession. Either the buyer's just being unreasonable, or more commonly, maybe there's something that the seller didn't disclose or maintain properly. So that's a tough area, and yeah, sometimes we can feel a little victimy, but it's a business at the end of the day, and we have to make sure we do this business and we have happy customers at the end of the day as well. Okay, here's one. I like this one too. When you get the listing, the seller says, "You can bring us a buyer." This happens a lot. You know, they'll pick another agent to put in the MLS. Say, "Well, you know, you love our house. Bring us a buyer." And it's like, I'm not a buyer's agent. I represent sellers. And so the seller, you know, maybe will pick an agent who is less professional, but they have a lower commission, or an agent who sounds really good and focuses on the marketing, but doesn't really sell houses effectively. And so they sit around waiting for buyers to show up because they picked the wrong agent. And the other most common experience is they pick the realtor who lists the property for the most money, which has nothing to do with making them better as an agent. They're just flattering the customer. And the customer ends up not getting any activity on the property. So that's a common one. But it's funny to see that that's, when they say that to me, I always feel like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'm trying not to make promises. So, okay, how about you? See any good real estate memes this week? If you do, share them, click on them, share with me, put them in the Real Estate Humor group. Love to have you participate. Again, this is our last episode for the year. Hope you have a great year, great holidays. I'm Bill Gross at Bill Gross Probate. As always, make this your best day ever. Thanks.